Hello and welcome
to PerthshireOnlineTV.
I'm Gavin Syme.
And I'm Lindsay Fielding.
And welcome to our weekly internet Perthshire Online TV programme. It's a magazine programme and it'll be brought to you every week, every Monday at 6 o'clock. The duration will be about 45 to 60 minutes and it's about all things Perthshire. It's about Perthshire people, Perthshire businesses and Perthshire organisations. So we want to hear from you. How do they get in touch with us, Lindsay?
Well, Gavin, you can go online to our website, which is PerthshireOnline.tv. You can email us. You can go to our Twitter account, which is @PerthshireOn, and we've also got a Facebook page, and all the details for that are on screen now.
And they've not to be shy, have they? They've got to get in touch with us. We want to hear from everybody.
Absolutely. We're really keen to hear all of your stories, and we're keen to feature what's going on in Perthshire, so please do get in touch.
And we've got a great online shopping cart as well on the website, which you can probably see. So we're very supportive of producers and retailers of all things Perthshire. So support your local Perthshire businesses, and as things progress, you'll see the news and products and services featured on the TV programme and on the shopping cart as well. Have you been having fun over the past 3 weeks then?
It's been fantastic fun. I have met so many interesting people along the way.
Great. Let me just look to see what's next. Oh, important thing, what's featured every programme. Well, we've got lots of features on a weekly basis. We've got the What's On diary of what's happening in Perthshire. We've got our business section. We've obviously got our interviews. And we've also got, from episode 2, our community hub feature, which is a feature with Stephen Crofts from the Hub newspaper, and it's really focusing on those community stories that's all about you, the Perthshire public. So I suppose it's really on with the show at this point, Lindsay, isn't it?
It is indeed. So sit back and enjoy what's coming up.
Today we're talking about all things chocolate, and we're joined by Julie Collier from Ian Burnett, the Highland Chocolatier, based in Highland, Perthshire, one of Highland Perthshire's most prestigious businesses, actually. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Julie, you're quite a hidden gem up in Grantley, is that the right pronunciation?
Yes, that's the right
Grantley
yes.
and Highland Perthshire, a real leading gem. You're servicing some of the best venues and restaurants across the UK. Give us a little bit of a background about the business. Where did it come from? Who inspired it?
It's quite interesting, really. The family originated in the Isle of Mull. And came over to the mainland, Aberfeldy, and kind of bought the site actually without really much idea of what they were going to do with it. Ian at the time was travelling, actually in Japan. He'd decided that he was going to get into food, specifically chocolate, right, but wasn't kind of sure how and when he was going to do it. And it was when coming home and seeing the site, everything fell into place. So really the business then developed, and that was kind of probably about 7 years ago, although we've actually opened our doors exactly 5 years ago.
5 years ago, and obviously he's got great passion for his work as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you've got something as exciting as this, and a team that we have got, and the involvement, you need to be very passionate. And chefs, Michelin star chefs that we supply, are very passionate about what they do. So you've got to kind of, meet that criteria that they're going to give you. So it's a very involved and a very time-consuming, but a very rewarding and passionate thing to be involved in.
Great. Well, we were on location with you last week, just to give the viewers a little tour around the chocolate centre and things as well. So what we'll do at this point is let you see the film.
Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue on that famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air, high hats and arrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars, spending every dime for a wonderful time? Now if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz? Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits, putting on the Ritz. dressed up like $1,000,000 trooper, trying hard to look like...
There's nowhere else in Europe you'll find a truffle like that at the moment. Well, I'm glad that Scotland is finally winning some awards for something other than shortbread and smoked salmon, but whiskey maybe. Scotland is getting on the map for more now, and chocolate is just one of those things.
I mean, recently we won 5 awards in the Academy of Chocolate, which is an international organisation based in London.
A really genuinely gourmet level of chocolate, and you need to guarantee the chefs a level of consistency that they have to retain their Michelin stars.
You know, we thought it was good, but we didn't know how good it was. So we presented it to Gleneagles and they really were impressed.
Wow, doesn't that chocolate look fantastic? Julie, it was great to see Ian there as well, because, you know, he's a busy guy, he's creative, he's producing the chocolates. Tell us a little bit about him. I mean, what kind of person is he?
He's a fantastic guy. He's very passionate, as we've already said, but he's a perfectionist. And to be working at this level and under, you know, kind of such strict conditions as he is, and the quality that he's got to produce, he has to be a perfectionist, and his team that he's surrounded by also are the same. I mean, he takes literally a long time to train his chocolatiers so that they're obviously at that standard. But he's a great guy, he's a family man, he's got the small child, his wife is an artist, so they're very, you know, they're very together in what they do, and it really shows through because he's a really nice man to work with.
Yeah, great. I mean, you've done so well as a business. What's five years you said you've been in existence for. You've done so well. You've been nominated for lots of awards. We made reference to them in the film there, and you've won a number of the awards. What's the highest accolade? I'm sure they're all quite different in their own way.
They are. I mean, it's kind of interesting. The 3 years that we've actually started entering the awards, we've won an award every single year. Wow. First one was kind of to the trade. It was a Scotland Food and Drink, a food service award, so that was interesting. The second one was 3 gold stars in the Great Taste Awards, which is more of a consumer award. And then the third one was the 5 awards at the Academy. And then I suppose really the ultimate, meaning that it's all been worthwhile, was actually this one, which was the Gold Spoon. And this, again, was for Scotland Food and Drink. But this was for food tourism, and what that's done is that's made our destination venue, if you like, the Scottish Chocolate Centre, really worthwhile. We've only opened a year with that, and that's really proved to be very successful for the visitor.
And that's based up in Grantley, Highland, Perthshire, and that's Aberfeldy direction?
Yes, on the way to Aberfeldy, about 5 miles from Aberfeldy, and literally 5 minutes from the A9.
Fantastic. So as you move forward, what's next? Because obviously you've got the UK businesses, you've got potentially export? Is that on the agenda?
Yeah, no, this it's interesting. We supply to Scotland, and we also to supply to several businesses in London, but we need to kind of meet that gap, if you like. We need to meet London and Scotland, but export is the next big thing for us. I mean, we're about to start in the Arab states and also with Japan.
Fantastic.
Big gift culture in both those places. So that's going to be very interesting. I also think as well with the kind of the unnerving situation with the UK market, I think export could actually take us through the next couple of years actually.
Fantastic. And online sales as well?
Yeah, online is good. We know it could be better. We need to perhaps invest a little bit more money in online. It's something that, you know, there's so much to do, and you know, there's never enough hours in the day. But yeah, online is somewhere where we're going to invest probably starting next year.
Fantastic. So I've been looking at these boxes for about the past 5 minutes. Can you introduce the range to us? I see we've got 3 boxes here, so
yes.
different sizes.
Yep, we do a number of different sizes, but the 3 magnetic lidded boxes are these. A 20 box here that you can see. There's a 30 box. Which is quite interesting, and then also there's this, which is a 48 box. Wow. And what's really interesting about this is all the different kind of patterns. These are actually done with cocoa butter and food colouring, and what you see there is some idea of giving you what the flavours are, but in fact we can do anything on these patterns. In fact, we put the Queen's crest on some of them, and things like Loch Lomond Golf Club, we put the stag's head on. So anything's possible, you know, anything can go on there. We just kind of need the artwork, and we need an idea of what you're going to want.
So I mean, they look absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's not what I would typically see as a chocolate to some extent.
No,
you know?
but they taste even better, Gavin.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Looks very, very good. And so those are for sale via a number of outlets within the UK.
Yes. We supply here in Scotland, Harvey Nichols in Edinburgh, and McEwan's here in Perth, the new food hall, but also obviously online. So yeah, I mean that's obviously going to expand as time goes on.
Well, these look absolutely fantastic, and I'm just desperately want to grab a few and munch away here. They really look, they're amazing.
Well, I'm sure that can be arranged.
They look great. Julie, listen, thank you very much for your time today. Lovely to see you.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
And thank you to everyone for watching the show again today, and these chocolates really do look good. Over the past few years, everyone's had challenges with regards to their career, their employment, just really with the way the world recession is going. A number of people have decided to take a leap of faith and have started up their own business, started up their own little firm, whether that be on a part-time basis or a full-time basis. Today we've got Janet Torley from Events for Business, who's running for the first time this year a very exciting exhibition through in Edinburgh called Startup Scotland. Janet, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Gavin.
So tell us a little bit about Startup Scotland. What inspired the whole event, and what can we expect to see if you were to go along as a public?
Well, first of all, Gavin, what inspired me to put this event on was quite simply, I was looking for somewhere to meet small businesses. Somewhere that I could meet small businesses that were actually wanting to get up there, get out there and get it done. And I looked around and I couldn't find what I was looking for, and then I realised, why not do it myself? Because I've been doing business shows around the country for quite a few years now. So that's what I did. I went out there and I decided to start up Scotland.
Great.
And it's not just for startups, it's for small business in general, because I'm finding at the moment that a lot of small businesses are stumbling along, and they're really needing to get their heads out of the sand, get up and get going. So this isn't just startup, it's kickstart up small businesses in Scotland. So that's why we're doing it.
So it's not just for the aspirational new start, but it's for the person who's maybe been in business for a for a little while and is really just kind of thinking, I want to get things moving
Yeah.
faster and better and network a bit more efficiently as well. I
Yes,
suppose.
get to the next level. And that's what I'm delighted to see, that our exhibitors, the exhibitors that are taking part, are also small businesses themselves who are looking to expand and grow and meet new markets. And I've got a fantastic range of speakers on, and our speakers are all businesses who have been there, done it, and they've got the battle scars to prove it. But this is where I think we're different from similar type of events, is that our speakers are actually still working in their businesses in Scotland right now where we're at.
So it's real people working at the coalface. so to
Yeah,
speak.
exactly. I couldn't think of a better way of describing it myself.
So it's been quite a hard market for the past, 2-3 years now when you're
yeah.
in business. And even more so if you manage to get through the next few years and you've started up a business, then
Oh, yes.
I say good on you to some extent.
Yes,
It takes a lot of tenacity and courage and things as well. What do you think are some of the challenges that actually face the small business startup or the small business owner at this point in time?
Well, it goes without saying that funding is a huge issue and remains a huge issue. So big shout out to all the lending institutions out there. Get your finger out. But
Well said.
apart from that, I would say one of the biggest issues facing businesses at the moment is, first of all, for existing businesses, Gavin, is that businesses aren't looking at new ways of delivering old-fashioned products, shall we say. There's far too many small businesses right now got their heads stuck in the sand waiting on it getting better. And here's the news. It isn't going to get better.
It's a little bit of innovation required sometimes.
Oh, a lot of innovation, a lot of out-the-box thinking. And for new businesses coming into the market, I would say take a long, hard look at what you're offering. And if it's not pretty standout special, go back to the drawing board and think again, because you really need to be quite different to stand out in the marketplace. And please, if there's any new businesses watching this today, please don't come in and say, well, I'll be different because I'll make myself cheaper than everybody else. Not going to work.
So it's back to some of the real basics of strong market value proposition and unique selling point.
Very unique selling points. Make yourself stand out.
So if we turn that around, there's lots of exhibitions, there's lots of conferences out there. There's lots of organisations, government backed as well, that are supporting the new business startups, and a number have been set up quite recently as well. With Startup Scotland through in Edinburgh, and over the next few weeks, what do you think your unique differentiator is? What's going to make it stand out for me to be travelling through from Perth to go and visit that day?
Okay, Gavin, I would like to think that if you came through to Startup Scotland, which advert here, it's at the Corn Exchange on the 2nd of November.
Starting at what time?
Starting at 10 o'clock, right through to 5 o'clock. What would make it different is that it's being organised and delivered by my company. We are a small business. We know what small businesses are talking about, what they're saying. There is no agendas to meet. There's no artificial government targets to meet of how many boxes do I tick. There's none of that. It is a purely privately run enterprise. Participating are private companies, small businesses. It's people who are really doing it, and I like to think that's what makes it different. And yes, there are a lot of initiatives out there at the moment, and I've got to say that they're all well meant. There's nobody in this doing this maliciously. But I would like to say to some of our politicians out there, if you've got half a day to spare, pick up the phone, give me a call, and I'll take you out. And I'll take you to meet businesses that are really having tough times at the moment. Come and hear it from the coalface guys. And hear what's really going on. Because there's an awful lot of small businesses that are having a dreadfully tough time at the moment.
Yeah. So if you look at it from the business perspective, Janet, you've been a very well experienced business networking for quite a few years now. You're particularly well known in Scotland,
yes.
Very much so in the east coast of Scotland.
Yes.
Well, these days there's a great emphasis put on social media use, which I know that you use and we use as well in our business, which is very effective. But you know, actually eyeballing people and doing business networking and actually building relationships is good as well. What would be some of your tips to some of the businesses, small businesses that are out there, because it's all new to them as well? You know, there's lots of business networking out there. Where do you think the market's at this point in time?
Well, I've been doing business networking in one form and another for well over 6 years now, Gavin. In fact, good heavens, I'm nearly heading into the 7th. When I started in business networking was a fairly formal affair for the most part. And yes, there was complaints at that time. Yeah, it was a bit cliquey perhaps. It was a bit grey men in grey suits, and there wasn't really room for the small business to come in. And that was probably true to an extent at that time. But I fairly quickly found out that you do need a degree of formality to make these things work, because you need a little bit of structure. We like structure. We were all brought up with structure. We were told at school when to stand up, when to sit down. We're used to structure. We also need a little bit discipline to make networking work, business networking, you know, effectively work. Now, as time has gone on, there's been a huge swing, and I think a lot of it can find its roots in the social media phenomenon of the past 2 years, 18 months, where informality has become the byword, the complete...
the norm almost.
It is, it's the normal, the total informality of it. And what we've seen is a huge rise in the number of networking meetings, and I'll call them either pop-up meetings or cafe-style meetings, where basically, to use a very Scottish term, we all get together, hing a boot, and hey, a cup of coffee, and a wee blether.
Or a cup of tea.
Or a cup of tea. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but I'm becoming really quite concerned, because I see a lot of small businesses, new businesses especially, go along to these very informal events, and they're lost. They're quite lost, and they're quite... I hear afterwards, oh, I didn't get any business. Oh, nothing worked. Oh, that wasn't any good. Or they spend 4 hours just bouncing about, having, you know, several cups of coffee, and they're becoming disillusioned. Now, to make networking work, you need to work at it. It's not called network for nothing. It's because you actually have to do a bit of work there. And the informal hing-a-boot and blethers don't encourage you to have a little think about what you're saying. Who are you meeting? Who do you follow up with? How do you follow up? How do you handle a conversation? How do you sell yourself? Because all the pundits tell you at networking, Gavin, that you're not there to sell yourself. Let me give you a wee hint and tip. That's what you go for. You don't go for the social aspect. You're there, you're investing in your business, you're marketing yourself, you're marketing your business. So for heaven's sake, if you're not doing a bit of selling, there's something wrong. But there's ways of doing it. So the glut of networking events that are becoming incredibly informal through the ethos of you know the social media phenomenon, is it good? I think there's going to be a backlash shortly, because people are not getting the value out of it that they used to.
But then, like everything else, it's horses for courses. Some people like it very informal, some people do like it overly formalised, and some people like it just somewhere in the middle, I suppose. It is horses for courses. It
is indeed. And actually, you tend to find, well, certainly in my experience, at the incredibly informal meetings, it's the experienced guys, the old hands, dare I say it, the old hands like myself, who know how to work these informal meetings. We're perhaps the guys that maybe don't need the education of the slightly more structured events, because we can tend to go along and, yeah, maybe the older hands are happier just having a blether and getting the business gossip. And we know who to speak to, and we know how business evolves from that. But it's the new guys, it's the new people on the scene that I hope that they will quickly pick up and become practiced in the art of informal networking.
So, Startup Scotland, 2nd of November,
2nd of November,
through at the
Corn Exchange in Edinburgh. Doors open at 10 o'clock, right through to 5 o'clock. And what have we got on? Let me just think here, Gavin. We've got speed networking. Great way, by the way, for new businesses that aren't very experienced in networking. Come along, I'll help and walk them through, and I guarantee that they'll leave with a clutch of business cards and new contacts. We have Meet the Expert, where we've got little 15-minute short, sharp mini seminars with a whole range of experts. We have our seminar programme, where you can hear local entrepreneurs who've done incredibly well across a wide range of disciplines. Listen to them, engage with them. You can meet 30 fantastic potential suppliers to your new business, and you can meet hundreds of other delegates that are going to be there. So a great day to build your business.
Fantastic. Well, Janet, all the best. I hope it goes incredibly well, and I'm sure it will too.
Thank you.
And I'll definitely be through for the day myself and report back.
Look forward to seeing you, Gavin. Thank you.
So there you go. If you're a new business fledgling and you're thinking of starting up on your own, whether you're looking at doing that in your part-time, your spare time, or maybe you've decided just to take the plunge and do it on a full-time basis, or you're a reasonably new startup business, then head across to Startup Scotland, 2nd of November through in Edinburgh, and busy networking. There's been lots of activity and transformation up at Pitlochry Golf over the past almost 2 years, since January 2010, when the new management team came on board. I'm delighted that we've got Richard Drummond from Pitlochry Golf here today with us. Richard, welcome to PerthshireOnlineTV.
Thank you, Gavin. Great to be here.
You've had some great news in the past week with regard to your Centre of Excellence and the planning permission around that. What's the Centre of Excellence all about?
Well, it's something that's been in the planning for the last year. We've been looking to put a golfing practice range, a short game area, and a small par 3 course together that will allow people to practice, improve their game, and really allow visitors and tourists to Pitlochry to come and enjoy golf and not have to play it over a 4.5 hour course.
Fantastic. And is this Centre of Excellence quite unique to golfing in Perthshire?
It is. In fact, apart from, of course, the famous Glen Eagles, it's really the only Centre of Excellence in Perthshire.
And I suppose with regards to Perthshire, or even Highland Perthshire, as a golfing destination, we've got our neighbours, our competitive neighbours to some extent, in the Kingdom of Fife, and of course St Andrews is synonymous with the name of golf to some extent.
Well, we're not here to compete with St Andrews or even Fife, but what we have got is facilities and something that we can really invite everybody, whether they want to just practice their game or whether they want to just play golf, and see their game improving. We will have something that is open for everyone.
Fantastic. Well, we were up filming at the golf course within the past couple of weeks, so let's hear what your golf pro Mark Perry's got to say.
Great.
The course here at Pitlochry is one of Scotland's most scenic golf courses. Beautiful scenery abounds. You've got the view of Bennyvracky, you've got view down the Tummel Valley towards the settlement of Ballinluig. It's not a particularly long course, it is quite hilly, but even if the golf's rubbish, the scenery is very nice, very good. Visitor friendly, not an awful lot of rough, not an awful lot of water hazards, won't lose too many golf balls. But on the whole, people that come to Pitlochry to enjoy the whole facilities that we have at Pitlochry in terms of the layout of the golf course, design, as I say, very user friendly. People come to enjoy the whole aspect of Pitlochry here in Highland Perthshire.
That was great hearing from Mark there. Who holds the record for the course? What's the par and who holds the record?
Well, the par for the course is 69. There's actually a few people that actually hold the course record, but one of the lovely stories is Eve Muirhead, who's the skip for the GB ladies curling team. She's actually a member at Pitlochry Golf, and Eve's been a member since she was a junior. She learned her golf there, and she holds the course record. The par for the course is 69. It's quite a short yardage in terms of golf these days, but Pitlochry throws up a few tricks, so 69 is no easy matter.
Right, great. And I mean, you're one of 3 directors. There's yourself, there's John Erasmus, and there's Stephen Carruthers as well. So apart from your obviously mutual passion for playing golf, it's a business, Pitlochry Golf. What sort of instigated you 3 getting involved and setting things off in January 2010?
Well, I think, first and foremost, Gavin, as you said, golf is the common theme from all of us. We all love golf. We all play golf. Mm-hmm. Stephen approached me when there was this possibility of us getting together as a business and putting our 3 hats. We three of us have all very different skills. Stephen has a great knowledge of golf. In fact, what he doesn't know about Pitlochry golf course and golf club is isn't second to none, and it's fantastic. John comes from a marketing and an entrepreneurial background. Myself, I'm a caterer. I always regard myself as a chef. I worked at Gleneagles, trained at Gleneagles. So we all bring something. And put something into the hat, which I think is good as a business team.
That's what you need as a business team to some extent, isn't
correct,
it?
Yes.
I mean, there's no point in everybody having the same skill
exactly.
set, otherwise you all fight for the same
And we're all
job.
not good at golf.
So there's been quite a transformation. Centre of Excellence is planned, yes. But there's been other activities on the golf course themselves since you took over almost 2 years ago. Yes,
I think the members wanted to see investment into the golf course, because fundamentally that's what people come to do, is to play golf. There's been fantastic improvements in the clubhouse, but the golf course, one of the biggest investments that we have made is to create paths to allow buggies, because Pitlochry being built on a hill, it's steep. We do have a lot of elderly golfers, and we want elderly golfers to come and play. And introducing buggies to our courses has made a huge difference. We've only had them this year, and we've opened it up to a lot more golfers, and in particular, elderly golfers.
Fantastic. Well, Mark, you're pro. Mark Curry was very, very proud of his pro shop. Indeed, as well. Yes. So let's see Mark in the pro shop.
Great.
We have here at Pitlochry is of a modest size. It's been refurbished last winter of 2010, going into 2011. We cater for all tastes. We do clothing, we do hardware, we do accessories, balls. We have everything from junior sets right up to adult sets. As I say, it's a very busy place in the summer, very much of a seasonal place. Pitlochry is from April to October, so we get a lot of footfall through the door. And as I say, we're here for all tastes. Every aspect of the game of golf we will cater for.
And isn't Mark proud of that pro shop? But it's not just about the golf. It's a destination, Pitlochry Golf. You've made other improvements over the past couple of years as well. Can you tell us a bit about them?
I think the most important thing is the clubhouse. The clubhouse bar and restaurant is open to everyone, and one of the most important things is it's a good ambience, a good welcome. Mm-hmm. As we keep saying, it's open to everyone. I think the quality of our food is quite exceptional. We've got and David, who I know you're going to see a little bit later on. He's got a very, very good knowledge of food, and we offer fantastic value for money.
Well, it was a very warm welcome for us that day, and a not too great a day up in Pitlochry, unfortunately, weather-wise. But you've also got you've invested in some holiday accommodation, I think, as well, haven't you? And one of the cottages is actually behind us on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, correct. Drumcorry is a beautiful cottage. We've invested an awful lot of money in making it into a quality 4-star destination. You've got some of the best views right down the Perthshire Valley, which it's just unique. And we've also got one on the 18th as well, which is a 2-bedroom cottage, but again to a 4-star quality. And again, they're proving to be very, very popular, both for golfers, walkers, tourists, visitors. It's excellent.
It's a great all-inclusive destination because you're looking to attract the and have the services for the local Perthshire community, but equally you want it as a great tourist destination trap as well.
Well, I think that's part of what we call it. We use the terminology centre of excellence, but I think the whole thing about the new development is that it is something for tourists, for families to use. You know, Dad can bring the kids up, you know, have a practice with them, and then pop into the clubhouse, bar and restaurant and have something to eat.
Because you've got quite a strong non-playing community as well, haven't you? Isn't there about 100 plus members that are non-playing?
Well, that's correct, Gavin. We've got 100 community members. They pay £20 a year, and that gives them a discount in both in the pro shop and also in the bar and restaurant as well. And it allows us to take it out to not just the people of Pitlochry, but also to everybody in Perthshire. And in fact, some of our members, you know, not just the community, we've got a community membership, but we've also got what we call country members and international members. So we're trying to take Pitlochry and Perthshire, you know, to a much wider community.
Because I suppose the challenge, I mean, I'm not a golfer. I like watching golf, but I'm not really.
I'm not a golfer either.
I'm not a golfer much more than you're not a golfer. And I suppose one of the challenges actually is I have an impression that in some clubs that it's kind of stuffy, and if you're not a golfer, then you're kind of getting in the way somewhere along the way.
I think that is, you know, the perception of many a golf club and golf course is that, you know, they're places that you can't come to. And I think, you know, when you guys were up filming, I think that's the one thing that came across, is that we're a very open golf course, a very fun, you know, we love our clubhouse. Our members really enjoy using it. They use the facility very, very well, but it's not stuffy, and it's certainly there's no barriers. It's a welcome and open to everyone. And
as you said, David Kearney, your GM, is very proud of his culinary skills. So we're going to see what you can do with salmon.
Great.
Here at Pitlochry Golf, we smoke our own salmon. So I'm going to show you how to take this piece of beautiful Scottish salmon and turn it into this beautiful smoked salmon. So we're going to take this piece of salmon and smoke it. First of all, you take a piece of tin foil, put it in the bottom of your pan. Make sure it's a thick base pan. Then we're going to take 50 grams of rice, just pour that on there. 3 ordinary tea bags, just tear them open, pour them on. Then we're going to take one more piece of tin foil, just put that on top of there. And then on goes this delicious Scottish salmon. On top of that, we're going to put some salt and pepper, season. Then a little drizzle of olive oil. And then we'll just cover the pan with a lid. And then just pop this on the gas. Now I'm going to take this delicious salmon, put it on the heat, and it will take around 10 minutes to cook. And there you are, this is the finished product.
Well, that was great. Salmon and tea bags, eh? So, business-wise, you took over the lease in January 2010. There was obviously a business plan associated to that. How has things delivered against that business plan?
Well, the good news is we're ahead of our business plan. Initially, we had a 5-year business plan. Very quickly, we've seen, I think, with the improvements that we've made, with telling the people. I mean, in Scotland, they use the terminology hidden gem, and I think that's what Pitlochry was, a true hidden gem. Unfortunately, nobody told the wider public that there was a fantastic golf course and facility in Pitlochry, and we've told lots of people about that now, and that has started to pay dividends. Turnover is up, visitor numbers are up, and in a declining market, you know, we are bucking the trend, which I think is excellent. You know, I really do think, you know, we're starting to deliver, and I keep emphasising, you know, the important thing is we offer fantastic value for money, and playing it golf in Pitlochry, eating in the clubhouse, you know, it delivers that message. You know, and
if you're doing so well in the current economic climate, then things can only hopefully get better and better.
Hopefully, as we, you know, the investment, I think the return, you know, on our investment will hopefully bring more people in and bring more people into, you know, to Perthshire to play golf and into Highland Perthshire to play golf.
So if we move back to the Centre of Excellence, planning permission has been received within the past week. What's the timescale and the roadmap moving forward?
Well, I mean, it was a fantastic bit of news, you know, getting the planning permission, and that was stage one. Was initially to get the permission. Now it's putting the money together, making sure that we've got the capital to start to deliver. But it looks that we're hoping if the weather is kind to us, and the last couple of winters that we'd like to have, no golf, we'll try. But hopefully, we'll start to see the bulldozers moving in.
You could put skis on the buggies.
Well, we could do that. I mean, you certainly could ski down Pitlochry Golf Course in the winter. That's for sure. If there's enough snow.
Great. Well, Richard, thank you very much for coming today. It's been a pleasure interviewing
Gavin, I've
you.
really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
I hope you come back soon to keep
Definitely.
us up to date on how the Centre of Excellence has progressed.
Definitely.
And we can sample some more of that lovely salmon of your GM as well.
Thank you very much.
So we've put together a wee montage of Pitlochry Golf, just to remind you how great a venue it is.
Itself is set up to all levels and abilities of golfers.
Pitlochry Golf Course is, apart from the beautiful setting, every hole is completely different, and quite honestly it doesn't play the same 2 days running.
My name's Mark Perry, I'm 36 years old, I've been a PGA professional since 1994. I'm a resident professional here at Pitlochry, and this is my 9th season in the post.
I like Pitlochry Golf Course because it has the most beautiful setting. It's known as the Switzerland of the North.
I would recommend Pitlochry Golf Course to anybody.
The golf course and the facilities at Pitlochry, it's very much a case of open to all.
Yeah, there's lots on our menu, it's all fresh, the meat is fantastic.
The restaurant facilities are excellent.
The catering is always spot on, no matter how many people you have.
Hi, here at Pitlochry Golf we smoke our own salmon, so I'm going to show you how to take this piece of beautiful Scottish salmon and turn it into this beautiful smoked salmon. Yeah, I'm responsible for catering and managing the clubhouse and restaurant. The food at Pitlochry Golf is locally produced. We go to all the local suppliers in the town. You can come in and have a Birkin roll, or you can come in and have a 4-course meal.
Come along to Pitlochry Golf, I'm sure you'll enjoy the experience.
Welcome to Pitlochry Golf. You're all welcome here, members and non-members, golfers and non-golfers.
Hello and welcome to What's On in Perthshire and Kinross. Now we're really lucky here because if we want we can travel to Edinburgh, Glasgow, Dundee. There's lots of performances going on there and productions, but we don't have to because there's also lots happening in Perthshire and Kinross, and we're going to go through just a few of them. Now we're going to start off with the Glee Club. No, not to be confused with the American Extravaganza. If you want to be an actress or an actor, you want to watch that and get inspiration. No, this is set in the heart of the South Yorkshire coalfields in 1962. Now the Edlington Colliery 6-men Glee Club choir group, that's a mouthful, are preparing for their gala performance. But Philip, the musical director, has got a problem. Bant's wife has run off with the tea delivery man. Oh, Scobie can't get a word in edgeways at home, and Colin wants to be a rock star. He wants to go and watch Bill Wyman. And Jack has romantic ideas above his station. With the gala only weeks away, music seems to be the last thing on everybody's minds. And that's before a revelation will change everything. Now this combines raucous wit and close harmony singing. It's absolutely fantastic. Richard Cameron's celebrated hit is as insightful as it is hilarious. Prepare to have your heartstrings tugged. I'd take hankies with you. Now the Glee Club runs from the 25th to the 29th of October. But if you really want a fantastic night out, we recommend you go and see The Unusual Suspects on the 29th of October. Now, the Unusual Suspects is a concert. It's a big, exhilarating party with traditional Scottish music at the core. It's presented with elements of contemporary jazz, world music twists, from the most delicate fiddle to the most foot-stomping ceilidh. It's a fantastic night, so make sure you book up for that one. And we're also being honoured. Yes, we've got Bill Wyman coming here as well on Monday the 31st of October, and he'll be at the concert hall. Now, he's the legendary former Rolling Stones bassist, and this is his latest musical rebirth as the driving force behind the fabulous Rhythm Kings. It sees him return to his musical roots, bringing back to life the classic of rhythm and blues that inspired Wyman to pick up his guitar as a teenager. Now, it also includes the former Supreme Mary Wilson, and I remember seeing Mary Wilson years and years ago. Don't worry, I won't remind her how long it was, but I'm sure she's still looking as good. So make sure you book up for that one. But we've got lots of other things that are happening here in Perthshire and Kinross, so let's just have a look at a few.
Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue on that famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air? High hats and arrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars, spending every dime for a wonderful time. Now if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their mitts. Putting on the Ritz.
So you see, you've got lots of things happening this week. All you've got to do is make sure you book well in advance. Now, you've got one more week as well to see The Enchanted Forest, which is absolutely fantastic. I've heard lots of feedback about that. You still have time to go and see it. It ends on the 29th of October. The Enchanted Forest is a sound and light show. It's a feast for all your senses. The events take place at the Explorers Garden in Pitlochry, and it offers visitors a unique opportunity to experience the outdoor at night. And with spectacular imagery, here's a montage to show you just some of the effects.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. The lights, the music.
It's just incredible when it's lit up like this.
It's really magical here and the trees light up beautifully. Green, red.
It's really good.
I love it up here. I always tell people to come up here.
Blue, purple.
It's so overwhelming.
This year's show of The Enchanted Forest, which is called Transitions, is appearing for the first time in a brand new location called the Explorers Garden. There's two main elements that are different. There's the topography, which basically means there's slopes and hills and valleys that we've got to design into. But also there's architectural structures in place, everything from art in the garden through to buildings made out of traditional timbers. Another new aspect of the show this year is it's got an interactive element which the kids will love, and we hope that everyone will enjoy playing with the light and sound within that particular area, and they'll enjoy taking part in the show, which is what this year is about, is taking part.
It's a good way of bringing more tourists in. It extends the tourist season. It's something different as well, and it's a whole family event rather than just something for adults or just for children. Everyone can come to it.
Well, it's great for children because they can come out at night without being scared, seeing all the different lights, hearing the music.
When you're down at the bottom there, you look up and you see this building. It just looks absolutely fantastic, and it's kind of quite eerie, and it's like you're kind of in a different world really, because it's just dark and it's kind of slowly following the lights to all these different places.
I think it's the 4th Enchanted Forest I've been to. Been down at the Hermitage when it started, and then at Fiscale in the last few years, and I've always enjoyed it, but I think this is comfortably the most impressive. I've seen the event looking, and the gardens here are just stunning lit up.
The lights, the music, the atmosphere, it's just wonderful. It's a great event for Highland Perthshire, and I just invite everybody to come along and experience it for themselves. It's well worth it.
You've got to come to the Enchanted Forest because it's really fun.
Wow, how fantastic is that? Gosh, you're going to have to go and see that. Don't forget it finishes on the 29th of October, so please go and see it while you can, because if you miss it, you'll feel sad. I think people I know have been there, have had a fantastic time there, and it's just a wonderful experience for all your senses. But I want to remind you of other things that are happening in the Farmers Market, and don't forget that happens every month, the first Saturday of every month. Next one is on the 5th of November. The 1st of November, and it is of course held on the King Edward Street here in Perth. I also want to mention the Pitlochry Theatre as well. They've got a fantastic production of Whiskey Galore. Now, Whiskey Galore is the musical version of the much loved old film. It runs from the 21st of October to the 12th of November, and I've talked to people who've seen it already, and they said it was a fantastic night full of music and just a fantastic version of it. Now, I've also got things for the kids as well. Now, don't forget Halloween's coming up soon. Now, the Perth Museum and Art Gallery welcomes back the family favourites, the Sue Lab, sounds interesting, for a series of slivery, slimy Halloween projects. Workshops even. And each workshop is 45 minutes. Now, they're suitable for kids from the age of 4 to 12. Ring the Perth Museum for full details. And now, Scone Palace is also having a fantastic Halloween event on Sunday the 30th of October. Scone Palace are holding a spooky puppet show. Now come along and enjoy some of the spooky Halloween fun with Janet the Witch, Gavin the friendly vampire, and you've also got this rat as well, Hamish the Highlander and Eddie the rat catcher. Sound a wonderful lot, don't they? But they've also got Pickles the bear as well. He sounds nice, as they tell spooky tales from Scotland's history. Performances will take place in the Old Kitchen on Sunday the 30th of October. Now, one to make sure you look out for, it's happening next week. It starts on Wednesday, starts on Wednesday It starts on Wednesday even, the 2nd of November, and it's called Callum's Road. It's a new play by David Harrower, based on the novel by Roger Hutchinson. Now, it opens at the Perth Theatre on Wednesday, the 2nd of November. Now, it's an extraordinary story of one man's devotion to a visionary project. Callum's Road is based and centred around the life of Callum MacLeod, the story of one triumph over bureaucracy and physical adversity. It's a fantastic show, and we've just got a little bit of footage here from the wonderful play that will get you in the mood for it, so make sure you book it up in advance. And don't forget, if you've got any events coming up or anything that you want us to let everybody else know, get in touch with us here at PerthshireOnline.tv, and you never know, you might be able to come on the show and actually talk about your events or productions or whatever you're doing. But in the meantime, have a look at this. Don't forget to book up your tickets well in advance, and this is Callum's Road.
It begins with a road. We need a road so that my people can start to believe we have not been abandoned.
I hate to tell you, Callum MacLeod, but they are leaving anyway.
Strike of the pickaxe, the laying of the last stone, the beginning and the end, and everything in between.
Heart saying, these are your people.
Father! Help! Father! Help! Father! Help!
The object aimed at is to ascertain the most favourable direction in which to lay out a road.
We want to leave a road half built.
And who will notice? There's no one there to even notice.
I will.
Now we're going to make this fantastic Halloween card, so you could use it as an Halloween invitation or a Halloween invitation even. There's lots of different things you could do with this. You can say come to my party or happy Halloween or whatever you want. Now you could use the designs as well for decorating the home or something like that. Now you're going to get 2 ghosts. You're also going to get some bats, and you're going to get some nice orange and black paper and a tag as well. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to make this up. Very simple and very easy. What I've got here, first of all, find yourself a nice piece of black card or some orange card, something that goes with the kind of the Halloween colours. They're normally black and orange, and all I've done is folded that in half and just creased it down the outside. Now one of the downloads that you get have got this beautiful orange and black. How Halloweeny is that looking? Now all I've done, it comes in, is you get an extra side, you could put it underneath if you wanted to, but I've just cut it just a little bit smaller than the actual black card itself. Now I've got some glue here. Let's got some glue here, and let's put a little bit of glue on the back of here. Now you could use double-sided tape, you could use a glue pen, anything to stick it down with, and you want a really good nice stick down there too. That was a bit kind of double Dutch, wasn't it? So I've glued it up there a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that I've got the black lines running down that side, and just stick that down. Try not to get any creases in there when you stick it down, so stick that down precisely in the middle there like that. Any glue comes out there, just wipe that off onto your fingers. A little bit of glue there, that's no problem, it'll get covered up. So there's the front of my card now, and you've got that really good traditional Halloween colours. Next I've got one of these here. This has got the tag, and it's also got the Halloween logo on there as well, with the Halloween and the trees and the spiders and the black cat. And I've put some double-sided foam pads on the back there, and I'm going to stick that down in the corner there, your left-hand corner there. So there you go, there's the start of the card, and you've got Halloween already on there. You could write, "Come to my party," in an orange pen or something. Next, we've got some of the very simple and easy to cut out, the ghosts. Again, I've put some double-sided pads on the back there, and you can decide exactly how you want these, but I'm going to stick that one there like that. And I've got the second one, which I'm just going to get slightly higher, coming out of the top of the card there, like so. Then you've also got a couple of bats. I've got some bats here. Cut one out, and that, I think I'll just put that on the corner there of that tag, so it looks like it's flying. It looks like it's almost carrying the tag. There you go. There's a very simple Halloween card. Now you could use all these separately as well. So if you want to make a beautiful Halloween card, oh God, I can't even say it, Halloween card like that, all you've got to do is download it and print it off anytime you want to use it. And you can make as many of these as you like.
Well, we've come to the end of our first episode. I've got to say we really enjoyed making it. Thank you very much to all of our guests for being a part. Just a reminder, if any of you have got any great news stories that you'd like to share with us, please don't be shy, come forward, come and contact us through any of the channels. The information's up on your screen right now.
And well, it's Halloween week and we've got to prepare for Halloween at the weekend, and we wish you all a very ghoulish Perthshire time. I'm going to be really busy this week making my Halloween cards and sending them to my friendly friends and associates.
I'm looking forward to receiving it, Gav.
And you know that you can actually get the free download from clicking on the link on the website right now. So from Perthshire Online TV, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.